first position, compelling, that needs to be mastered in my system is the lockdown. Want to do it from there? From there. This is a position that it's an old judo way to control someone from half guard. You know, I think I learned it from Jean LaBelle. I'm not sure. He came by Jean-Jacques Machado's academy a couple times, and I think I learned that from Jean LaBelle. But it is an old judo move, and this is all I used to do, just to control a guy so that they wouldn't pass. And eventually, I used to reach. I thought if I could just reach and grab their foot here, I could take their base away. And then eventually this turned into old school where I would reach and grab the foot with this underhook, pull, get up to my knees, pull the leg, and pass. That was the very first sweep that I started doing. It became my bread and butter. I would do it, 90% of the tournaments that I entered, that would be my game plan, was to pull half guard. And because the reason I would pull half guard again is people wonder why I pull half guard. First of all, my wrestling sucks. And when you're competing in jiu-jitsu tournaments, you train for 6 to 8 weeks, you starve, you pay $60 to enter this tournament, and there's 6 minutes. And if you're gonna spend 2-3 minutes dancing around working for the takedown, you finally get to the ground and you're on your back. Even if you're on top, now you have 3 minutes, 2 minutes to work your submission. If you don't pull anything off, there goes your $60. It's at least $60 now to compete. And then all that time training and the anxiety, then the weigh-in, and then you spend the whole day waiting for your match to arrive. So for me, I thought, I'm just gonna pull half guard because that's where I'm at in training all the time. And that's the position that I really got to work at. I wanted to make that weak position, I wanted to make it offensive. And I felt if I couldn't sweep you in 6 minutes, or I couldn't submit you in 6 minutes off my back, you were just better. Fuck it, I lost. But at least I spent the whole time on the ground. So, if you're training for an MMA fight, or just if you want to be a great no-gi champion, I would train wrestling. I wouldn't personally, but I would advise you to work on your wrestling. That could never be bad. Find the best wrestler in your area and work with them. Work to get the top position. If I ever did MMA, which I will probably never do, I would find the best wrestler. It's a good thing. Work on your wrestling. I pull half guard I pull guard or half guard because I feel, if I can't sweep you or submit you, then you're better than me anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm too lazy to work on wrestling. Don't follow my lead when it comes to, my wrestling ability. Basic half guard. We're in the. I decide to pull half guard to get the party started. We can play half guard like this, which is the classic way to play half guard, which isn't bad, and there's some stuff from there. Guys are doing a lot of stuff from this regular traditional half guard, but the lockdown brings the outside leg in so that I can control his base now. Now I take him out of his base. The lockdown's the first thing to master. You just put that thing in and immediately control him. If you're tired, you could rest here. If you have the underhooks, you could just stay here for a second. If the guy's punching, then you jam the bicep here and you rest. It's a good resting position with the lockdown. He can't move anywhere. But the first move here, I got the lockdown. What do I have? Overhook or an underhook? Let's assume that we got the underhook. I got the underhook here. I'm flat on my back. I got the lockdown. Now what? Once you master the lockdown by just controlling him, now you have to learn how to move him around with the lockdown because you have control of his base. You have to master the whip, whipping that lockdown and using your hands to create space to get on your side. Because if you have the lockdown and you have double underhooks, nothing's going on if you're flat on your back. You have to be on your side. So the whip up is the next step. You master the lockdown, now you gotta master whipping the lockdown and using your hands to create space by pushing up on his ribs or on his armpits to get on your side. Half guard flat on your back means nothing. You need to get on your side. Now I'm on my side. Still have the underhook. If he's smart, if he has half a brain, he's gonna throw the Whizzar in. Because if I have underhooks and I'm on my side and he doesn't throw the Whizzar in, I get his back. He makes the fight really easy. So, master the lockdown, outside leg in, controlling his base. The traditional way, remember, doesn't really control any base, but it kind of makes it hard to pass, I guess. The lockdown with the underhook, with the whip up. Very, very important. Use your legs to control his base. Lift him up. Now I'm in half guard with the underhook. I can whip up to my elbow, or if he's got a good Whizzar, I might be flat or on my side and not on my elbow, but either way, if I whip up to my side, then old school is always the first option, or the electric chair here, which we'll get to. If I whipped up to my elbow, I can get to the dogfight a lot easier, which we'll get to. So, double underhooks, flat on my back, lockdown. Start every drill this way. Whip up to my elbow, whip up to my side. Either way, just two options here. If your butterfly guard isn't developed and you don't have faith in it, if you have your opponent in half guard, in the lockdown, and you don't have the underhook and he has the underhook, instead of grabbing that overhook and going to butterfly guard, before you take a chance there, you want to fight for those underhooks. You feel a lot better going with the underhooks and with the underhook sweeps from half guard. You feel better about that than going to butterfly. So this is the best way that I could come up with at forcing the underhooks. It's called the jaws of life. You got the guy in half guard here and he's got the head and arm here. And none of my half guard sweeps are gonna work without this underhook. And it'd be nice if you could just put your hand in and just get the underhook that easily, but it's not that easy. The guy's squeezing tight here. If he's clinching as hard as he can and squeezing, there's really nothing you can do. You gotta wait for him to let go. He eventually is gonna run out of gas and you're gonna feel this go weaker, and that's when you make your move. Now, the first move here is my left arm here. The outside arm is gonna push at his temple to 2 o'clock. This hand here is gonna go on the top of my left hand and force him up to 2 o'clock. You gotta do this really fast. Now, once you're up here, this arm, the arm that's already underhooked, I'm gonna bring it inside, snake it inside, creating space for my left elbow to make its way through, and then we got the double underhooks here, and then from here, we can whip up and proceed. Again, half guard, he's squeezing real tight, and if I go for this while he's squeezing tight, nothing's gonna happen, all right? We could fake like we're gonna go maybe to butterfly here for a second, let him go weak, and then it's gotta be done really fast. Right at the tempo with my left hand, my right hand backs it up, pushes up to 2 o'clock. If I had half guard on the other side, I'd be pushing him up to 10 o'clock. Once I control his neck here, this arm comes underneath, just far enough just to make space for my left elbow to pummel in. Now we have the double underhooks. Next move, whip up. Very simple. I straighten out my lockdown. I feel him weakening out, bam. Grab him, underhook, double underhooks, ready to go. That's the jaws of life. This one is old school. It's my oldest sweep, my money sweep. It was really the only sweep I knew for the first 3 years of jiu-jitsu, something like that. But again, we're starting flat on our back. You gotta get that whip up. You can't practice the whip up enough. Whip up to my side, he throws the Whizzar in. I reach and I grab his toes. I don't grab the ankle. If I grab the ankle, that gives him a chance to straighten his leg out. If I grab his toes, it's harder to straighten the leg out. Once I have the toes, I'm keeping this underhook nice and deep. I release the lockdown. My bottom leg straightens out, goes under my top leg, keep this top leg hooked here, get to my knees, pull his foot, and from here, now I know that the sweep is complete. I'm going to pass. I don't want to end up in his half guard. So most of my sweeps include passes, which are very important. From here, pass, secure, side control. One more time. Flat on my back, double underhooks. I whip up to my side, reach and grab his foot at the toes, not the ankle. Underhook it, release the lockdown at this point, straighten out the bottom leg, get up to my knee, and pull that foot as hard as you can, and drive your shoulder in, and pass. Secure side control. Now the next move from half guard, whipping up to your side. If you can't reach the foot, I like to go to the electric chair. And this sweep is, it looks a lot, it's a lot similar to a sweep that's very popular in Brazil, but the only difference is the way they do it in Brazil is they don't do it with the lockdown, which I think is inferior, because for me, the electric chair without the lockdown for me never works. The lockdown not only keeps his base under control, but once you get on top, it's crucial for the pass, which is also very important. You just don't want to sweep a guy. You want to sweep him and you want to pass at the same time. If you sweep and you end up in his half guard, he might have a wicked half guard game and sweep you or put you back into full guard. And then you're like going backwards. So sweeping and passing at the same time is crucial for me. So I'm here, flat on my back, double underhooks, lockdown, whip up to my side. Now if I can't reach his foot, he's been old schooled a lot, and he's based out. This is when I go to the electric chair. Can't reach the foot, so now what I'm going to do, there's three things I do all at once. Grab and underhook his leg here, whip my lockdown up, parallel to the ground to my left, and then the underhook here, give me some base. Nothing else. The underhook, don't hold it so. The underhook swims through and straight arms him. So I'm going to underhook here, whip my leg up, then parallel to the ground to my left, and this is going to straight arm him. And then I'm on my left side. Started off on my right side, now I'm on my left side. Now from here, he's basing out. I'm going to test his flexibility. We could end the fight here. This could be a submission. This could be an electric chair submission. If I get up on my elbow, base out here, put a gable grip together here at the top of his knee, not under his knee. Then I stretch out his legs, test his flexibility. If the guy's done ballet or karate his whole life, you might not be able to tap him here. And then if you can't tap him, keep that leg on the shoulder, base out with your left hand, keep the lockdown together, get on top, with the head and arm with his leg, with the lockdown intact still. If I can get to this position, then I know I can pass, then let go of the leg last, and get side control. Again, flat on my back, double underhooks lockdown. I whip up to my side, I'm on my right side. I want old school, can't reach it. So I'm gonna underhook his leg here, I'm gonna put it on my shoulder, whip my lockdown up, and then to my left, parallel to the ground, and then this underhook straight arms him. All three at the same time, that whip up, the leg, now I'm here, I'm on my left side. Get up on my elbow, gable grip on the top of his knee here, keeping that lockdown together, and I test his flexibility. I'm on my elbow, and I'm gonna stretch forward. And again, small guys usually tap. If the guy's smaller than you, it doesn't matter how flexible he is. But again, there's a lot of guys that don't tap here. So from here, I let go of the gable grip, face up, get on top with the lockdown intact, with the leg still on my shoulder, and immediately head and arm with the leg so that I can pass. If I let go of his leg now he's got me in half guard or butterfly guard. So again, it's the electric chair. Sweep, submission combo. Next one, this is when the electric chair is not working for you. His base is too strong and you can't turn him over, you cannot get on top, and his flexibility is keeping him in the game. He's not tapping. Half guard, double underhooks lockdown. This one's called stoner control. Whip up to my side, grab his leg here, and now I'm stuck here. And now he's got good base, and I can't get him over. He's got a good hold of my head. I can't get him through. So now, if I'm stuck here, which is common, I'm gonna bring my left arm now all the way through, grab his ankle here, bring his leg over. Now I'm here. Now the lockdown is very important. If the lockdown, if you don't have it, he's gonna unravel and get on top. Now, I went all the way through, got his left leg over my body. Now, I'm putting all my weight on it. From here, I could reach up, grab his ankle, get the calf crank there. It's kind of a twist. It's not a regular calf crank. It's kind of a heel hook too, because I'm grabbing the toes and twisting it here. If that doesn't work, his legs are strong, I'm gonna get up, grab the double underhooks here. Once I'm on top, pass the guard to his left, regular side control. Stoner control sweep and stoner control calf crank. So here it is again. Stoner control to the calf crank and stoner control sweep. Whip up to my side, grab that leg, because I can't reach for old school. Grab that leg, this underhook comes through and pushes him away, whip up. He's basing, I can't get him over, he's holding my head. Now I'm gonna bring this arm all the way through. That could be a battle. Now I'm sitting on his leg here, all my weight's on his leg, very important. If he brings his leg out and back, now we're back in half guard. I could sit up here, grab this foot, or grab these double underhooks, get up on top, keep the double underhooks here. I'm on top, on my knees, but the lockdown is still intact, just in case anything happens. If I lose control and I'm back here, still have the lockdown, I could bring him this way. And then I pass. It's an easy pass from there. Whip up to my side. I go for the electric chair, but he faces, I can't get him over. Go all the way through. Grab his foot, doesn't work. Double underhooks, pass. Now, here's a variation of the exact same thing. Doesn't matter, if he just stays flat on his back, then I get on top and I pass. But if he gets up and grabs my head, it's the same thing. But we just go the other way. I'm gonna pass to his left still, but we're gonna roll the other way. Whip up to my side. I go for the electric chair. He has me stuffed here. I go through the legs here, but now he gets up on top of me. Once he's on top here, if I can get the right momentum, I'm gonna take him the other way. Still pass to his left. Also, there's an arm triangle from stoner control. It's available. It's not too much of a setup there, but it's available if you got a good squeeze, and he gives it to you. Gonna whip up to my side, go for the electric chair, he's facing, come all the way through. Here, if he gets up on top and gives me this arm for a second, he's trying to base. If he has his arm right here, there's no arm triangle. But if he's stuck here and you're patient, bam, and I catch him, if I can get the arm triangle right there, this is about as good an arm triangle as you can get. You're squeezing him, it's like caught on a twister / arm triangle, and you just squeeze right there. Right, so it's there. We can come this way and still pass to his left, or we could pass on top. Pass to his left. Or the calf crank, or the arm triangle. Now, if you find yourself in half guard and nothing's working, old school, none of the electric chair variations, stoner control, plan B, you can always use your half guard sweep attempts to get to full guard as well, which is an improvement on position. That's real simple. So I'm in lockdown here, I whip up, old school's not working. If he's based out, he's leaving a big opening here. He knows I want to reach. All I gotta do is check his knee here, and bam, we're in a full guard here. With double underhooks, we can switch that to over. We can keep the unders and work for different variations there. One more time. Half guard, whip up, he's based out, he's got a lot of weight on you. Let's just go to full guard. You know, he's over-protecting and over-defending against old school that he leaves the full guard wide open. And if your full guard is dangerous, then he just took a giant step backwards. Now, if your whip up is strong enough where you whipped up and got up to your elbow, that's huge. You've created a lot of space. And if I can whip up to my elbow, then it's a lot easier to get to my knees. If I'm in my knees, or on my knees, from half guard, I got the underhook here, I whipped up to my elbow. If I'm here, it's a lot easier to get to my knees here. Now this is a position I call the dogfight, because if the guy's has a good whizzar, is a good wrestler, this is not easy. Even though I'm on my knees and I have the underhook, if he's got a good whizzar, there's going to be a fight here. I got to fight to get on top, even with that underhook. If the guy's a superior wrestler, he's got a killer whizzar, just because you're on your knees with that underhook doesn't mean that that sweep is going to be easy. You're going to have to fight. But getting to the dogfight, that's a good spot. If you've done your homework, there's a lot of options from there. The first option is basically a variation of old school, except you're on your knees, you're not reaching his foot. You're folding him with the double underhooks, or you're reaching over and grabbing his far knee, and it's kind of like a double leg takedown. It's called half and half. Flat on my back, double underhooks, whip up to my elbow. Once I'm at my elbow, my head is buried in his chest real tight. I'm squeezing him here. I get up to my knees, and I'm sitting on his ankle. I post out my far foot. I refasten the double underhooks. Low on his ribs. I push my head in. I fold them. And again, I pass as I'm sweeping to side control. Whip up to my elbow. Get up on my knees to the dogfight. I'm sitting on his ankle too, back here, so he doesn't pull his leg out and go limp leg on me and then square up on me. Then if he's a better wrestler and we're squared up, I don't have any control of him. So I'm sitting here on his ankle. I post my leg out, and if I can't refasten the double underhooks here, I could actually, it's better to hook the knee here and finish up half and half like that. But if you can't hook the knee, then fastening the double underhooks and folding his body is best. So real fast, I'm gonna whip up to my elbow, get to the dogfight, post out, sweep and pass. Whip up to my elbow, dogfight, post, or with the double underhooks. Whip up to my elbow. That's it. Plan B. This next sweep from half guard from the dogfight is an option when your opponent's whizzar is just too strong. He's a better wrestler, and there's just no way you're gonna get on top. Now we're in the dogfight here, posted out. His whizzar is too strong. We're stuck here. An option from here is to use that momentum. It's got to be perfect. You got to push him forward so that he pushes you back, and then you dive underneath, pulling his hip with that underhook arm, pulling on his hip and twisting him, and at the same time diving under, C-cupping his thigh, and using his momentum to sweep him the other side. Timing, setup, and speed is what this one is all about. One more time. I'm in the dogfight and we're stuck because Whizzar's too strong. So I'm gonna bump him forward, and as he resists and pushes me back, again, I'm gonna pull on his hip with my left hand, C-cup the inside of his left thigh, and twist him, elevate him, and torque him, and use his momentum against him. Pass, side control. Now you could also do the twist back from the dogfight with the Plan B hand control. I'm in the dogfight here. Sometimes if I'm stuck here, sitting on his ankle, he's not limp legging me, I'm controlling him here. I'll take my right foot, stick it behind his right knee, and I'll just stay here and I'm under control. And just like Plan B, I'm gonna pull on his hip, C-cup the inside of his thigh, and when I twist him, my right foot keeps him from rolling back into me. Get on top and side control. Again, I'm in the dogfight and we're stuck here. My head's buried into his chest. I'm gonna take my right foot, put it behind his knee, and just battle from here. Once I have control, I'm gonna pull on his hip, C-cup the inside of his thigh, twist his leg here, kick him up. That was the twist back Plan B combination. And this is a big money move, because this will take you, instead of a sweep with a pass, it'll take you right to the end of the fight. This is dogfight to a triangle. I'm gonna cup the back of his far trap, which is his left in this case. Gotta control him here. All in one move, my left leg is just gonna hook his back here, and then my right leg is just gonna come all the way through to a triangle here. Sitting on his ankle here. His Whizzar's too strong. Gonna grab his trap. My left leg just hooks on his back. My right leg comes all the way through. Triangle. Doesn't matter if his arm is there. The ideal way, of course, is that. Grab his trap. Another great option in the dogfight against a superior wrestler is going to the limp arm. If I'm in the dogfight and I can't get through him, his Whizzar's too strong, we're gonna have to limp arm. And by limp arm, that means that we have to pull our underhook out. Again, we need momentum going forward. Then we're gonna slam your elbow to the mat, turn your palm up to the ceiling, your arm goes limp. He loses that Whizzar, and now we jump on his back. If we bump him forward here, from here, as I'm pulling my arm out, I'm bumping him forward. That gives me a second to jump on his back, grab the over-under, and put the hooks in. So we're at the dogfight, his Whizzar's strong, he's pushing me forward, still pushing him. I'm pushing back, I'm trying to get the half and half, and all at once, again, using his momentum against him and bumping him forward as I limp arm. His back's exposed for a second. We put our hooks in, and we go from half guard dogfight to the back, which is huge. But that isn't as common as him getting limp arm and recovering and turning in, and you're actually turning that into, instead of jumping on his back, he's recovering and he's giving up side control instead. So I'm here at the dogfight, and as I limp arm and I get my arm free, he sees that his back's exposed and he just backs up and then I end up on top in half guard, or if I'm smart, I would pass at the same time before he had time to settle down and recover, at least, and salvage, at least half guard. Again, we're in the dogfight. It's another option. His Whizzar's too strong. He's been wrestling his whole life. So we limp arm. You succeeded, but you hesitated, or he reacts really nicely and he doesn't give up his back. But you end up getting side control, which is great because you were just in half guard in the dogfight. So that's DPO or limp arm. Now, this next option off the dogfight against a superior wrestler is a move that requires a lot of reps in the swim move, which we'll cover in another DVD. So this is the dogfight getting to spiderweb. So we're here, and it's very similar to the limp arm or DPO, where you are pulling your arm out, but you're pulling out your arm halfway. And when his resistance will keep, now it turns into a hook, it'll keep this intact here. So going from, right here I got an underhook and he has a Whizzar. I have a hook to get the spiderweb. So it's very similar. Same thing, you gotta pull out just enough, where now I got a hook, and we go to the swim move. Here, now we're in spiderweb. So it's a half a limp arm, and then your legs, your far legs gotta fly over. And if you know the swim move, you'll know that my left shin is gonna be on the back of his neck, spinning him, and my right leg has to be across his chest or across his stomach. Another option from the dogfight here, where I'm gonna limp arm, I'm still based out here, his Whizzar's too strong. My right leg here is gonna come forward all at once. I'm gonna limp arm, my right leg comes forward, my left shin kicks the back of his neck. Now, we're at spiderweb. Again, we're in the dogfight here. We do it all at once. Half a limp arm, basically. My right leg swims forward, left shin the back of his neck. Now we're in spiderweb. We're here, we're fighting. Now, double underhooks in the half guard aren't always possible. So that's why the butterfly guard is crucial in the game. Otherwise, your game is going to get stuffed. Half guard doesn't work all the time. Butterfly guard doesn't work all the time. And the rubber guard doesn't work all the time. You have to be able to go back and forth between the guards. When you can't get the underhooks and half guard to work your sweeps, your butterfly guard better be ready. And this is what I've come up with. If the guy has half guard, if I have him in half guard, he's got head and arm, and I got the lockdown, how am I going to go to butterfly guard from here? First, I have to keep him from passing. So this arm has always got to be pressing down on his hip. Call this the pimp arm. This has got to keep his hips low. Second, this arm has to turn into an overhook as soon as possible, because when we go to butterfly guard, we want to have control of his upper body. Butterfly guard without control of his upper body is useless. So those are the first two steps. Pimp arm, keep his hips or leg low, knee low, and turn his underhook into an overhook of yours. Now, my left leg can easily go to butterfly guard as long as you have dexterity and enough flexibility. This left leg is already a butterfly guard here. It's my right leg. It's far too deep to be in butterfly. And in this position, he could pass easily by just sticking the left butterfly here. If I just bring this in, he's just going to lift his leg out and pass. I have to first control that leg, stop it from passing. I'm going to stomp here. I'm going to put pressure on his ankle. Keep that leg down. Now I can put the left butterfly in. And now what I'm going to do, once I'm in this position, I'm going to sit up and really push on his hip and sit up and pull my right leg out for my right butterfly. I got to pull it out. It's way too deep. Push his hip. Now in butterfly, I got the underhook and I got the overhook and the underhook. Now I have him in full butterfly. And when I have this position, the overhook and the underhook, I call this the cocoon. I'm ready to attack from here. I can work butterfly sweeps, or I could use those sweeps to set up rubber guard. All right? Here it is again. He's got me in half guard, head and arm. The jaws of life isn't working. I can't get that underhook in. What am I going to do? I got to go to butterfly guard, or else he's going to pass. He's going to stick this foot in here and eventually pass if I don't do anything. First, pimp arm. Keep that hip down. Keep the knee down. Now I put the overhook in. Stomp the back of his ankle. Do not let this stops him from passing. Put that left butterfly in. If you have to grab your ankle and put it in, go ahead and do it. But eventually you should be able to do it on its own. Now I'm going to sit up and push his hip and pull my right leg out. And immediately grab upper body control here. Butterfly guard without upper body control, he just backs out. And you notice how in butterfly guard, he's going to let go of that head and arm. If he continues to hold that head and arm here, if he continues to hold the sweep, it's going to be so easy, I don't even need to hold him. The law of jiu-jitsu is if you're in butterfly guard, you better have your base out. Because basically the butterfly guard is telling the guy on top that you better watch out for them sweeps. So they're going to base out. Now, this is the new stomp, which is something that you end up doing once you're quick enough and you have faith in your butterflies. This is a super fast stomp. Again, we still start with the pimp arm and the overhook here. But now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to go right to the butterfly here, and I'm going to lift his ankle up to create space for this butterfly and push him up all in one move. Pimp arm, overhook, lift him up, stick that butterfly in, pass it up, still sit up with the overhook and the underhook here, so he can't pull out. Again, one more time. Pimp arm, overhook, lift him up. Now we're in butterfly. That's the new stomp. The second variation to the stomp is called the super stomp, and it's a position or a move that I got from BJ Penn. I saw the way that he was getting that left butterfly in, or the outside butterfly in. Of course, if I was on the other side, it would be my right butterfly. I saw he was getting that right butterfly in, and I'm sure, who knows if he invented it or not. Doesn't matter, but I got it from him, and very, very effective. Just a different way of getting to butterfly guard from half guard without having the outside underhook. Now, we're in the lockdown here. He's got the underhook. Jaws of life are not working. So again, pimp arm first, and back and down. Overhook here, and now instead of stomping his ankle and getting the butterfly in, or lifting that up and then getting the butterfly in, I'm just going to go right to a leg curl with my right foot. So in one motion, bang. This leg curl here is keeping him from passing. He's got a window here. He can come out this way and out and around, but very few people can pull that off. So you got to keep this leg curl tight, keep the lockdown tight, and all in one move, bang. And then from here, I can push his hip up with the pimp arm, and sit up, and now we're in butterfly guard. Again. Pimp arm, overhook, keep that lockdown tight. One movement here. He has a small window to pull that leg out and pass. That's why speed is important. And then from here, I'm going to sit up. Now we're in the cocoon, full butterfly. Pimp arm, overhook, keep that lockdown tight. Butterfly, leg curl, cocoon, overhook, underhook. This next move is called the Godfather. It's another option for when your opponent is not giving up that underhook and maybe you're not confident with your butterflies, and it's just another option. You can go to the stomp, you can work your butterflies, or you can use the Godfather to either get the full guard or use it as a sweep, depending on how your opponent reacts. It's a good way to get full guard from half guard when you don't have the underhooks. We're in the lockdown here. I'm not going to butterfly. I want to try to go to full guard from here. So what I'm going to do is, it's kind of like the twist back. It's exactly like the twist back. I'm going to crank his leg up with my outside leg so that his ankle is behind my knee. Still squeezing my knees together so he doesn't pass. I'm just twisting his leg here. And now I'm going to thrust my hips up and twist his ankle down. And he's going to base. They usually base. And before he pops back and gets his base, I go to full guard. We improved our position. Again. Just when he thought he was out of full guard, I put him back in. One more time. Again, squeezing my knees together, controlling his leg. Squeezing my knees, his ankles in the back of my knee. And now I'm going to push on his hip, twist him. He bases, he comes back. Full guard. Now, if he doesn't base out like he did and then recover his balance back into full guard, you can use that momentum and you can surprise him enough so that he's not even thinking about the base. You can just use that as a sweep, just to get on top. Crank his knee up here, his ankle's in the back of my knee. Now I'm going to push on his hip, crank him over. He didn't base, so we end up just sweeping. If he does not base, and if you do it fast enough, you can use that as a sweep. Although he usually will base. I'm going to crank his knee up again, push his hip, twist him, slide the leg out, side control. It's the Godfather Sweep. Once your half guard and your lockdown becomes dangerous at whatever school you're training at, your opponents are, they're not going to want to get caught in the lockdown. They're going to do whatever they can to prevent that lockdown. They're going to figure out your strong side and avoid the lockdown on that side. And for me, my strong side lockdown is if I could trap my opponent's right leg. If I could trap my opponent's right leg in my lockdown, then that's the best position for me in half guard. But in order to get that lockdown, I need his right knee on the ground. So if he posts on his right foot, it's hard to get that lockdown unless his knee's on the ground, then my outside leg can hook his leg, and then I can stretch his base out. If he is posted up, he's not giving me this lockdown. So how do I get this knee to the ground? What I'll do is first, I'll just clinch up as tight as I can here, squeeze, and then I'll get my left butterfly on his ankle while I'm hugging the back of his knee. So my left butterfly is in front of his ankle now. I'm hugging his knee, trying to clinch him, and now I'm just going to pull him down. And that brings his knee down. Then we could work the lockdown and work from underhooks or overhooks. Again. His knees, he's approaching the game here. So I could either put the left butterfly in immediately and clinch up here and hug the outside of his knee, or I could get in the clinch first and then put the left butterfly in and then pull him down. His knee comes down, then I go right to the underhook or right to the lockdown. Although I'm mostly known for the half guard and the rubber guard, my butterfly guard is just as important because your half guard is not going to work all the time and your rubber guard is not going to work all the time. So you must have a smooth transition from half guard to butterfly to rubber guard and back down the ladder. The butterfly guard can, get you on top with sweeps, and it can also set up the rubber guard beautifully. In the butterfly guard, the most important position, the tree trunk to the butterfly guard is a position I call the cocoon. It's just butterfly guard with an overhook and an underhook. That means that overhook and that underhook is keeping your opponent under control and in a clinch. You know, you can go butterfly guard, double underhooks, which is great control there, and there's options from that position. But for me, there's more options from butterfly with an overhook and an underhook to start, and that's the cocoon. Now, the first sweeps, the most important sweeps really from the butterfly guard, are just your basic butterfly sweeps, which Jacques is my master. Jacques Machado is mostly known for. He's got incredible butterfly sweeps, and it shows in my style. I go to butterfly sweeps all the time. Butterfly guard sweeps are a lot easier with the gi, because it's a lot easier to grab your opponent's sleeve, you know, at the cuff or at the elbow, and a collar and his pants. It's a lot easier to work your butterflies. No gi, it's a lot harder to pull off the butterfly sweeps because you don't have any cloth to grab on and spin them and toss them. So you have to work the butterfly sweeps with overhooks and underhooks. And it's not as effective, but they still work. You have to be faster, you have to be quicker, you have to catch your opponent sleeping for a split second. But what I love about the butterfly sweeps, no gi, is that it sets up my rubber guard beautifully. So first you have to, but you have to really commit to those butterfly sweeps before the setups to the rubber guard will actually work. So you really have to commit, and you have to be proficient at getting just the butterfly sweeps. From the cocoon, overhook, underhook here, keeps them from backing off. I want the clinch here. Now, I can sweep him that way because I have the overhook here and I'm taking away his base, which is his right arm. But usually he can feel that, and he already knows that his base is compromised on that side, so he's already going to base that way. So going this way on a good guy is not too good. You could bump him this way, but from here in the cocoon, this position tells him I'm going this way. So really I want to go this way. So, but I want this underhook here to keep him from backing out and to keep him from pulling out the overhook, which is on this side. So I know I'm not going to go that way because he's too smart for that. So what I got to get good at is losing this underhook, swimming it through, grabbing the back of his tricep. I'm not overhooking it here, grabbing his tricep and sucking his forearm into my ribs with my elbow. Now I'm really taking away his base, and now I'm going to butterfly sweep him up and over, and my bottom foot is a useless butterfly because I'm going this way, so I'm pushing up off the ground, and I get to the mount, or sometimes I sweep all the way to side control, all the way over. Just to establish control. If I sweep him to the mount and I'm not stable and he feels halfway over, then I'm going for the mount. As soon as he hits, he's going to explode. And if he's got a good bridge and good explosion, I'm not settled in the mount yet. I don't have the correct position, so he can just roll me. So that's why I like to go to sweep to side control the position, and then work. But sweeping to the mount is not too bad. That's just me. Now we're in the cocoon. Overhook, underhook. He knows I want to go that way because I got the underhook here and I took away his base. And I can go that way. But my first move is to swim this arm through, suck this up. My left butterfly elevates. My right foot pushes up off the ground. And if he bases out, I'm still kicking here. I'm pumping. Side control. This next move is called the stick shift. From the cocoon here, I have the overhook and the underhook. I swim through, grab the tricep control, but his arm's really, really strong. So when he bases out, my left butterfly still elevating. I'm gonna slide down, grab his wrist, bring it to me, and then through his legs, and keep him going. The inside arm swims through. I sweep him, he bases. I pull the wrist in, then push it to between his legs. from the Cocoon, originally when we have them with the overhook and the underhook here, it's not wise to go this way unless you catch them off base. But if we swim my underhook through and take them any bases, I can't take them this way, then we can grab that underhook again and take them the other way. We're going back and forth, just setting them up. Initially from the Cocoon, going to my left isn't a very good idea right away. So I'm going to fake going to my right, or I'm going to go to my right like I really want it, but he bases. So then I swim the underhook through, take him the other way. Very basic. Call that one Jacques 2. You can call it anything you want. Another option off the Cocoon is the X guard. And the X guard is, like I said, it's clinching the legs here. He's standing up. I can't clinch the upper body. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to stick my left butterfly in or my right butterfly in, but in this case, you got to choose a side. I'm going to stick my left butterfly in, scoot in, underhook his leg here, bring this top ankle of this butterfly in. It's backwards, so it's like an X. You could go this way, you do it the same way, or the opposite way. Either way. This is the double X here, and this is just the regular X guard. And this hand grabs the ankle here. So I'm clinching his legs now. So now I'm going to push up with my legs and pull with my arms. I'm pulling his ankle with this hand, and I'm pulling his knee here with this hand. Now I'm going to push and pull, and we have an X guard sweep. Again. So he's standing up. Immediately I'm going to put the butterfly in, underhook the opposite leg, put the top butterfly in backwards, grab the ankle, push up, pull on the legs, and my top butterfly is already passed. So I don't want to pull it back up. I want to get enough momentum so that I can sweep them with the pass. Now, another variation, call this one the double X, same thing, but the top butterfly is parallel to the bottom butterfly. So, butterfly, underhook, this butterfly comes this way, and then we push, and then we pass. The difference is, once I get the sweep here, it's not a clear path to the pass. You have to pass underneath. It's a little tricky. So top butterfly, underhook, bam. Now we're here, sweep. Now we're here, we have to go underneath, or we might have to pass from scratch. Now, this is how, now this is the Cocoon from the X guard. Now I have the guy in the Cocoon, I got him in butterfly guard, come down. I'm here. Now, if I lose control of his upper body and he feels a sweep coming and he brings his hands to my chest and then stands up in front of me, he stands up, then I go right to the X guard here. Then from here, we sweep and we pass. Again, if we lose control of the Cocoon by him standing up and posting up, I have him in the Cocoon before I could do anything. He stands up immediately. Right to the X guard, go through his legs and pass. One more time. We got the Cocoon, he stands up, immediately. X guard to the sweep. Another option from the Cocoon is using the butterfly guard, using the Cocoon to get the underhooks and work your half guard. So what I'm going to do from here, this is my strong side Cocoon, and I want to go to my strong side half guard. All I'm going to do is take this overhook, bring it on the inside, remove my left butterfly, and switch. He's going to put the overhook in, Whizzar. Now I'm here. Now I'm going to fight here. have a better chance at the dogfight with this animal than in full guard. From here, we have all our options from the dogfight. You have the drowning Whizzar, you can go Limp Arm, half and half, plan B, a lot of stuff there. I'm at the Cocoon, and I'm gonna switch it to the dogfight. Got an overhook and an underhook here. Very easy to pummel for this underhook here. Switch, he puts the Whizzar in, otherwise I just take this back, and then we're gonna fight from here. For me, the most effective position to work from the Cocoon is using those butterfly sweeps to set up either the rubber guard hugging the knee or the rubber guard with an overhook using the pyramid. So the Cocoon is very, very, very important for the rubber guard. It's huge. Getting to the Cocoon from half guard and then getting to rubber guard from the Cocoon, that path is so very important. I have him in the Cocoon here. I got the overhook and the underhook. So when I swim this arm through to grab him a tricep control and really go for the sweep and he bases out, that tricep control isn't strong enough. Now he's got his hand out. Now I'm gonna slide down, control that wrist, and instead of pulling it towards me and then pushing it between his legs for the stick shift, I'm gonna release my left butterfly, bring it over the top, and bring my right knee up forward, and then bam, we're in the pyramid here. I'm doing a leg curl with my left leg, and my right knee squeezing in, and it's in front of his left shoulder, which is important, with the underhook intact here. Now from here, wrist control is huge, because all I gotta do is control his wrist for a couple seconds to get my leg out, and now we're in the triangle. And we finish it up here, and we're done. The pyramid is this position here. Getting here is crucial. If I can get here, it's huge, because the pyramid offers me a triangle. It's giving me a triangle. It's hard for him to pull out this overhook here because of this leg curl and because of my overhook strength. So now I'm squeezing everything together, and now I gotta have some wrist control. If I have zero wrist control and he just hugs my knee, he knows I'm trying to bring that leg out. I can't bring the leg out, my wrist control sucks. Right here, clear the neck. Go Plata is there anytime. Now we're working here. Only because that triangle failed. Only because your wrist control sucked. Right now, we're at the Jew Club. We're in a very powerful position in the rubber guard. So, we're in the Cocoon here. Overhook, underhook. The underhook swims through to attempt the Jacques sweep. He bases. Control that wrist because he opened up. My left butterfly releases, comes over the top, and my right knee shoots up in front of the shoulder. I control his wrist. You can go right through. You don't even have to stop here. You can get right to this position. As soon as you can get this leg out and over to a triangle, the better. Cocoon, overhook, underhook. I'm going to take him this way. This arm swims through, but he bases. Grab his wrist right to the pyramid right here. As long as I can control his wrist for a second and get my leg out, you have to have some flexibility and some dexterity. Bam, triangles here. Try not to let go of his wrist until you have to. If you let go of his wrist too soon, like your leg's out here and you think, oh, I can let go of his wrist now, he brings it back in. No need to let go of that wrist until you have to. It's good that you could cinch up the triangle without using your hand here. Then once it's cinched up, then you can let go and pull on his head. Again, the Cocoon to the pyramid here. I try to sweep him, he bases out, grab the wrist. My left butterfly releases, comes over the top, doing a leg curl, squeezing my knees in, my heels touching my knee. Now, if I lose control of his wrist here and he hugs my knee, I don't have to give up here, but it's hard to get that same wrist control back as this right here. Watch, let go. It's hard to get this back once he hugs my knee. It's a bad angle. So I'm gonna come underneath here and grab the wrist here and hold it out. That's even better control. But once his hand's here, it's not smart to go this way. You just want to grab that thing. Slide down and grab it. Try to control it here. If he grabs your knee, underhook it, control it here. Work on that wrist control. Now you get your leg out, cinch it up. Or I'm at the pyramid here. Can't budge. It's got a strong arm. Then we just clear the neck. Bring the leg over, kung fu move. We're at the Jacques, and either we sit up, finish the Loco Plata, or we go to the DA or the unwinder. We'll get to those later. So we're here. Also, once we're at the pyramid here, and we do control his wrist, we have control of his wrist, either it's out or up. Once we get to the triangle, the correct way to do a triangle, toes up over the ankle. I don't like doing this. This is bad. Toes up over the ankle. The best way to do a triangle is to bring this arm all the way through and pull his head. But if you can't get his arm all the way through, if you got a good head pull, I never care about the arm really. I just want to grab the back of his head and pull. But if he's really, really strong, he's got a strong neck, and his arm is still on the outside, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the tepee here. I'm just going to straighten out my legs like a lockdown, wrap around my knees, put an S grip, and just squeeze. So from a triangle here, it's not working. His arm's on the outside. I'm going right to a lockdown. I'm going to wrap around my legs, squeeze, and depending on how good your lockdown is, that's going to determine how good your tepee is. There's another option from the pyramid. You got the triangle. You got the Jacques off the pyramid. You also have a Go Plata and a Loco Plata. You're here at the pyramid, and he's hugging your knee. You can't bring it out. Triangle's not working. We clear the neck. Kung fu move here. Here's the posture. And then from here, instead of going to the Loco Plata or Jacques, I bring the foot through, under his chin, wrap around his head, pull up, push up. That's a Go Plata right there, made famous by Nino Schembri. Again, we're in the pyramid here. He's hugging the knee. I'm gonna clear the neck, bring my leg over, pull the overhook out, wrap around his head, grab your foot, push up, Go Plata, off the pyramid. If the guy is defending the Go Plata by relieving the pressure on his neck with his left hand, I bring this over, I remove the overhook, and now he's pushing my foot down, and I can't grab the foot. Now with this hand, I can try to battle, but he's strong enough to keep the pressure off his neck. I gotta grab his wrist, push up, grab my toes, and now I'm gonna use my foot to push up on the heel instead of my other hand, because I'm controlling his hand. Then from here I push up, and of course you need flexibility and dexterity for that one. Again, that's called the Loco Plata. From the pyramid, he's holding my knee, I'm stuck, clear the neck, bring the leg over, remove the overhook. He's defending, he's pushing the foot down, he's doing a great job. So I take away his defender, push up, grab my toes. Now I push up with my foot instead.
I'm a piece of shit. Would you still love me? I'm fucking out of it.